Well, we're going to start by looking at how to structure an MLA essay before we look at composing the individual paragraphs. This is a student sample I found online. The student's name is Holly Nelson. And again, with this video, I'm just hoping to show you some of the basics of MLA form in terms of the physical presentation of your page, how it looks when I open it. I'm not going to cover any content other than that in this particular video. So the first thing to note is that MLA double spaces everything. There's no such thing as triple spacing or single spacing. This applies to the heading, right, from the last name and page number, which will be on every page, to the left-hand heading with the information as noted here. The spacing between these entries is double. The spacing between the last part of the heading and the title is double. The spacing between the title and the body is double, and do not make it longer to make your essay look longer. Don't do that. And the spacing between the paragraphs is also double. Students run into problems with this one because a lot of times in Word it's set to add space. You can fix that by just simply going to Word. You click on the Paragraph tab and then highlight the box, that says do not add space between paragraphs. So again, it's very important to double space the entire essay in MLA format. With regard to indentation, you will set your tab here at 5 spaces. Now, the difference between a regular paragraph, because your paragraphs are obviously indented every time, the difference between your paragraphs and the works cited page is visual. MLA has rules so that it looks like the opposite of a paragraph so that the reader doesn't get confused. So in the works cited page, the first line of every entry is flush on the left-hand margin, but every line after that is indented 5 spaces, right? So that is the opposite of a paragraph indentation, and it's done visually for that purpose. With regard to putting in graphs or videos, or you won't do videos here, but you might do pictures and graphs and charts and things, just note it's double spaced. Right? You don't want to add any spaces in the text whatsoever. Another important thing to look at in MLA form is the way that signal phrases are used. Signal phrases are the words where you give context to the quotes or the evidence that you're using. So you'll never begin a sentence with quotation marks in MLA form. You always have to provide the context for the reader. Let's take a look here in this paragraph right in the middle. In Auguste Merton's letter describing Olivia, for instance, he states that Olivia, comma, blah, blah, blah. So these words beginning with in and ending with Olivia are your signal phrase. If your signal phrase is not a complete sentence, you'll just put a comma before the actual quote. If the signal phrase can function as a complete sentence, if you were to say, in his letter he says the following, then you would put a colon. So the only difference between the two is that a comma is after an incomplete sentence and a colon comes after a complete sentence. This is punctuated properly here. You'll probably have lots of questions about how to cite, things that I can't even imagine right now. The videos in the modules and the pages in the modules will cover most of that information for you. So just please continue reading through this, and as always, ask me if you have any questions. All right, on to the next one.